Okay, we're at the part of the build where we've got the transmission put on. We've got our AR mounts on. Now we're getting ready to put our shock tower braces on, and we're replacing the stock plastic with some aluminum. This is going to stiffen up your shock tower a little bit. There's a lot of weight transfer going on from your tires to your shock tower, and with this, that's going to help stiffen it up and help let the shocks do its work. Now the kit I'm using, this comes from TIT, and they send the hardware that you can use with it. Now we still have the original screws, so we've got a bonus here. However, let's do this. And what I'll do, just to help me line these screws up, I'll temporarily put these hinge pins in. Okay, and like that we have our these aluminum braces for our shock tower. Alright, well, our hubs are all together on the car. We've made some progress with the car. Now we're ready to install the dog bones. Before you install the dog bones, there's a few tips that have already been posted about this, and one thing most of the guys are doing is they're cutting this boot. Just follow this line around your boot. You don't want to cut too deep. This little bit of rubber that I cut off will stop the rubber from dragging on your bearings and also on your differential, but it still leaves the lip to allow it to stay hooked on. There's a few videos about this, and I will link it into the description, where they go into a little more in depth on it. One of these videos shows how to put the boots on your dog bones, and the way he did it is he took the 2 screwdrivers that I'd mentioned about, and I purposely drilled a hole in the table. Stick your screwdriver in, and then you can open it up, and it does help that if you lube it, but all you do is just shove your dog bone into it and done. They make a tool, I'll post this up on the screen, that's also available that will help you. However, this is the purpose of the 2 screwdrivers. We're ready to install our dog bones, and I use a little bit of this fast eddy, but the red and tacky from Lucas will work. Smear a little bit on it, and then just come in and hook it in. You can work these boots on, and it doesn't go on too easy, but if you keep working it, eventually you'll get it to slide all the way on. using the aircraft washer on the right rear hub. I won't use it on the left rear, not because it's not needed, but because your tire is inset pretty close to that bolt. And but for now, just snug them up. You're gonna have to take them off later to set your camber. Now that you have your hub on, this little screw that goes in here, you have to be careful not to over tighten this. I've done it several times and snapped the head off of it. So now what I do is I just grip it as tight as I can and hand tighten it and let it go. I haven't had one back out to date. Not saying it won't back out, but you know, you decide how you want to do it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wire tie our hub just in case that screw backs out. We don't want this pin to fly out. And this tool I mentioned in a previous video is from Harbor Freight. It's the small tie wire pliers, but all you do is pull it and like that, it's done. Snip off what you don't need and rotate this out of your way. Okay, our hubs are safety wired. They're in. Everything moves free. We're ready to move on to the engine.